And welcome to our annual Christmas thrifting expedition. And of course, as always, we kick things off at the W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds for the formerly Benson's Flea Market, now Black Market. Alas, not a joke. And this may be our final year. The new powers that be have turned this more into a place just to eat junk food and have salesmen try and badger you into getting new gutters. Well, I guess they don't think too highly of their vendors, do they? As always, we've got to check out the decrepit yard decor. I'm feeling quite partial to the worried-looking penguin right now. Otherwise, it's mostly the same stuff from years past, just older and more faded, just like me. Yee-haw. Found some TV series DVDs, and I think I'll hold out for the complete series of the Bob Newhart Show. Otherwise, oh, come on. In the Freudian section, we've got an erection set and a book on how to achieve such things. And of course, if that doesn't work, you can always get pre-made logs. Just take the damn picture. We're not waiting around for the sun to come out. And there you go. This is about as good as this segment's gonna get. The Scotch team didn't last long. Damn engines kept sticking and seizing. Anyway, I had a much later issue of this game as a kid. Very much a classic injure your parents with small parts sort of game. But to my complete and utter shock, it actually appears to still be complete. Not paying $50 for it, though. Well, you can never have enough dead-eyed angels, can ya? And yes, the D Company strikes again. All right, at long last, genuine Twinkie lights. I think their mascot had a little mishap at the bottling plant. The Green Ghost Game. Well, that looks underwhelming. Torture track. Yeah, more like torture flea market. I give up. Back a little closer to home here. Let's check it out. In the CDs, well, one of the Living in Oblivion discs, I've already got all 5 volumes, but this caught my attention. One of Lyle Lovett's albums. Back in Colorado, you couldn't walk 50 feet without stumbling over a Lyle Lovett album, but South Dakota, not so much. Anyway, a bit of 60s girl group goodness lurking in here. The Toys' only proper album, on a pretty early Sundazed CD, no less. The case is kind of worn, but the disc and inserts were in excellent shape, so yeah, I'm getting it. Lorena McKennett has had, I think, 4 Christmas albums now. I've only got the first, but I liked it, so yeah, I'll give that one a whirl. Otherwise, I've got an even earlier CD of Year of the Cat than that. Yes, Ray Davies of the Kinks produced The Turtles at one point, and a nice deep cut here, and it's home to one of the best lines in rock history. I looked at your face, I love you anyway. But I've already got the Parent album for that song, so yeah, don't really need that. Now, these old Atlantic Records compilations are pretty good when the disc is actually present. Bummer. And Slim Whitman strikes again. I swear he's been following me since I did that episode. Otherwise, yeah, nothing noteworthy. And the haul from this store consists of Lorena McKennett's A Midwinter Night's Dream from 2008, The Toys' only proper album from 1966, and the first 4 Tops album I have ever owned. Up until now, everything I've ever had from them has just been pulled from various oldies compilations. I arrived at Last Stop CD Shop just in time for the snow to start dumping, and indeed this visit got quickly curtailed. I've already got this Rory Gallagher album, but it's pretty trashed. This particular issue is out of print, and honestly, $8 is about the going rate for a used copy right now, so yeah, I'll take it. Otherwise, once upon a time, I would have just about given my left nut for this Jerry Garcia album, but I got a copy a few years ago. Well, it is the appropriate season for Christmas music. Let's see if they've got any deep-cut nuggets lurking in there. Christmas in Soulsville from Stax Records. I admit my classic soul listening habits spike during the holidays, but I've already got most of the songs on this one. Apparently, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes made a Christmas album. In 2003. I kinda have an aversion to late career holiday albums. Anyway, I've been on the hunt for a CD copy of the original configuration of Brenda Lee's Decca Records Christmas album for quite some time, but I think that CD only came out in Japan, and I think the master tapes went up in the Universal Fire of 2008. Yeah, the hunt continues. Anyway, I went to check out my favorite clearance rack and was greeted with Funko Pops. Lots and lots of Funko Pops. I thought this stupid trend was over. Okay, before the snow gets any worse, the haul from this brief visit to Last Stop consists of Rory Gallagher's Tattoo album from 1973. Now let's get the hell out of here before the roads get any worse. Picking back up on a much nicer day, let's hit up my old standby, Savers. In the cassettes, well, it wouldn't be South Dakota without some Elvis Presley, would it? But this caught my attention. Unreleased rehearsals from a poor caricature of Elvis, apparently. I'm sure this is stuff that wound up on one of his umpteen box sets, but yeah, I'll pick that up for the novelty value. Otherwise, we've got some fairly early entries in the original artist, but not original hit sweepstakes. Oh dear, I've had my run-ins with Impact Records before. In the LPs, a thrift store first for me. I have never seen anything from the band on vinyl in a thrift store, and I would have picked this up if not for that nasty gash through side 1. Speaking of the band, we've got bassist Rick Danko's first solo album here, and he got this one out the door right around the time of the last original The Band studio album. And from the same year, we've got drummer Levon Helm's first solo outing. Those guys certainly didn't waste any time launching their solo careers after The Last Waltz, did they? Some proper Christmas media here. We've got an early bare bones DVD of Scrooged, a movie that I genuinely love, yet somehow have only ever owned on VHS. Having said that, I think I'm just gonna spring for the 4K disc. But otherwise, yeah, this is the walking, talking definition of uninspiring. A few Christmas cassettes here. I've already got that Gladys Knight and the Pips one on CD. It's adequate. Oh, Holiday Records. Audio Fidelity / Aimvest strikes again. Christmas with the Judds. I actually worked on one of their last concerts, local crew, and it was around the holidays, holiday show, and they played to a roughly 1/4 filled arena. Otherwise, a soap opera Christmas. This seemed like it could be amusing. But then I remembered I don't watch soap operas. I wouldn't know a good one from a bad one. I don't know who could sing or who couldn't. And yeah, I wound up passing. And I'm sure somebody out there is yelling at me for that. I think something might be missing from this countdown decoration. It just doesn't feel like it would take too well to dry erase marker. Anyway, they also had some sculptures kicking around that were more like Rorschach tests to me. I think they're supposed to be angels. Otherwise, oh hey, Mrs. Claus's booty is going cheap. Oh, please don't tell me that Jingle Cat's stocking caps are a thing. Hey, the ever elusive googly-eyed deuce. Or is it Muck? Well, this might be the saddest thing I've ever seen. Laser tag, the home game. Maximum 2 players. And the final haul from this store consists of just that wonky Elvis bootleg cassette. Well, I guess it's tradition at this point. We'll have to settle for the exit sign again. Anyway, yes, we are on to today's final store, my former favorite Goodwill. In the records, it was very much a Vangelis kind of day. 2 copies of Chariots of Fire. But here's the interesting one. Terminally Weird but Godly Right by Gary S. Paxton. He had been one half of Skip and Flip in the late 50s. He was Flip. He also produced a little thing called The Monster Mash, helped discover Paul Revere and the Raiders, did a ton of drugs and booze, went nuts, found Jesus, and proceeded to spend the rest of his life making some pretty oddball and rather preachy Christian albums. I think the real winner here is the Randy Newman pastiche, Fat, Fat Christians. Well, I am known to pick up random instrument and vocal training videos, and here's Home Shopping Network legend Esteban's Steel String Guitar for Beginners. Then I realized this is actually a 10 DVD set that I would have to buy individually at $2.75 a pop. The going rate for this set is $15 to $20 right now on Flea. You do the math. Mixed in with the DVDs was one lonesome VHS tape, and as it turned out, yet another hunting tape. Well, someday I've got to accrue enough of these damn things for an episode's worth of just the funny bits, right? Anyway, anybody need a spare copy of Wedding Crashers while I'm here? Otherwise, we've got a mini stash of Christmas DVDs. Got another Benson special there from Andy Williams, which apparently aired on public television. Otherwise, there was some stuff that I had never heard of. Jingle All the Way. A seeming compilation of past Christmas archive riffs material. Now, this caught my attention. Felix the Cat Saves Christmas, which led me to believe there was a period Felix Christmas movie, but nope. This is from 2004, and it's a bad time special. I'm just gonna assume that Phalis has already covered it. Well, that's it. I can retire now. No, not that Billy Ray Cyrus tape, but yeah, John Wayne-opoly. Still sealed. For all the ending in Opoly games, this might be the most pointless. Really, I don't get what is specific to John Wayne about this. Oh well, I've hit the peak. It's all downhill from here. And the haul from this store consists of yet another hunting tape, side effect of living in South Dakota, I guess, and a Gary S. Paxton album with what I can only assume is a merkin on the cover. And the final haul for this episode consists of one audio cassette, a bunch of rehearsals from apparently a caricature of Elvis Presley. We've got one LP from Gary S. Paxton. We've got yet another Hunter's VHS tape, since my channel is clearly devolving into a giant how-to on dismembering cute woodland creatures. Then we've got CDs from The Four Tops, The Toys, Lorena McKennitt, and Rory Gallagher. And the cost of this haul came out to about $17, about half of which was the Rory Gallagher album. Anyway, that is it for this installment of Archive Thrifting. My next video will be this year's Christmas special. I'll talk to you then.
Witness. Now I don't mean to be mean. That wasn't Handel's, honey. Them rolls of fat. Don't you know, Jesus wasn't no butt of all.
Big game, hunting on the edge. Brought to you by your local Yamaha dealer, who invites you to see their exciting line of motorcycles, ATVs, and snowmobiles. Budweiser, to good times and the great outdoors. This Bud's for you.
Some can't see the forest for the trees. And then there are those who spend a lot of time in the forest, in the trees. At Budweiser, we're committed to conservation, education, and responsible activities afield. Through partnerships with the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation and Buckmasters, we're working to preserve a great American tradition, so the great American hunter will always be right where he belongs. To good times and the great outdoors, this Bud's for you.